Stay the course and run the race. Don't lose hope and don't surrender. Just because things aren't going the way we thought they would this year or the way you had planned does not mean that you should give up or just lose heart and not try anything. I just saw an interview earlier today, or was it yesterday, one or the other, with this female Olympic athlete. And she was just saying that she was ecstatic that there is a plan B, that she was just happy there was a plan B and the Olympics would still be held. Do you think they weren't disappointed, or she wasn't disappointed because they were postponed to next year? Of course she was. They and all, like all the other Olympic athletes, have worked really, really hard for the past 4 years, denying themselves certain pleasures they wanted, or even time with friends and relatives to train hard. I mean, whether it was Tom Daley training diving every single day, whether it was Niall Wilson doing gymnastics every day, the surgeries he fought through and coming back from all of that in order to be part of the Olympic team, just to have it all postponed another year. Could have been devastating. They could have just gave up, said, forget it, I'll be too old by then, I have no more interest in training, and just started eating everything in sight and pitting themselves. No, they didn't. They saw the bright side. I know from watching enough of Niall's videos to know that he's a very optimistic person. I'm sure he was disappointed, as he's fought through a lot of depression, and he'll admit that with all the surgeries and the recoveries and the comebacks. But knowing his personality, by watching his videos, I know that he's the type that's going to say, hey, look, now I have even longer to recover from everything I've gone through, retrain, and do an even better job in the Olympics. All is not lost. They had to replan their course of action and their training scenarios and extend their vision for another year, but they didn't give up, they didn't lose heart, they didn't focus on the negative, they focused on the positive. They're still going to be in Olympics. Yes, it's a year later. Yes, they have to train longer and probably harder now, but that's okay. But they're not sitting around pitying themselves. They're making the best of the situation and planning ahead. And that's the same for you. You need to plan ahead and think about how you're going to continue. Now, I could give an example of my ministry. I partner with a friend of mine, Ryan's ministry, Ryan Daniels. We teach a class on finances. I teach him what the Bible has to say about finances and what the Bible says we should do with our finances, which, by the way, the Bible has the most to say about money than any other topic in the entire Bible other than God's grace and love. So, I teach what the Bible says. He teaches how to apply that to everyday life and be financially responsible in this day and age. That said, shameless plug, I guess, on the 24th of May, we are going to be doing a joint webinar on this very thing. I say this not as a shameless plug in itself, but to show an example of how we adapt it. Normally, we would have this in a church or a YMCA or some kind of conference room and do it live. However, because of the circumstances, that's not possible. Now, we could have just gave up the whole year and done nothing, or we can adapt and do a webinar. Now, I'm not going to lie. Webinars are not my favorite. They never will be. I don't like talking on video chat all that much. However, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to grow, because nothing grows in a comfort zone. This is the 21st century. Zoom, video conferences, webinars are the wave of the future. They're a way of doing things. Will it ever be my preferred way? Who knows, maybe. Tastes change, but right now, it never will be it's not my preferred way. However, I'm willing to adapt and to do something new to stay the course. It is something I had to do to reevaluate how we do things, because I refuse to sit around pitying myself and saying, this isn't working. It's the same reason I've been doing videos on YouTube every day, to encourage you guys, to hopefully give you some wisdom and insight that you can take to heart and build on, because I like to share my knowledge, but also keeps me sharp, keeps me going, keeps me feeling productive. And it's important to find a way to achieve your goals either way, because Yes, there's going to be trial and error, and you're going to fail your way to success because failure is part of success. But if you don't try new things, you're going to get stagnant and become obsolete. And I know I said that same thing in another video, and this might be very similar to another video I posted, but it is something that needs to be pounded home continuously. Don't give up. Stay the course, run the race. The race doesn't belong to the swift. The race belongs to those who endure. Yes, of course, speed comes in handy when running a foot race. But if you don't have the endurance to maintain that speed or stay that course, you're not going to finish that race, and certainly not in first place. I found through the few races that I've ran to support friends, and they were only 5Ks, but I found that I actually did a lot better at the races when I didn't think about my pace, my cadence, how fast I was going, what my time was. My goal was simply run and don't walk. I just kept the pace in which I knew that I would be able to maintain a steady pace without burning out and having to walk. And my first race I did in like 27 minutes and 50 some seconds or something like that. And a year later when I ran one with my brother, I did it in 21 minutes and 36 seconds or something like that. And I came in second in my age group. Again, I wasn't trying to be the fastest. I wasn't trying to be the second in my age group. I just wanted to run the race and not walk it. And to be honest, when I saw that finish line, I bolted with all the strength I had left with me. I sprinted across that line. My motivation? I wanted to be done. I was sick of running. I use that as an example because I did the races to support my friends, but I also learned an important lesson. Sometimes in life, you got to do things you don't like or aren't comfortable with in order to accomplish your goals, and you have to be adaptable. You have to be able to see the hurdles coming and jump over them and become stronger. And when I say see the hurdles, I mean you see them coming. Okay, we didn't see the series of events coming, but we knew what was going to happen. Once you start having things closed down, it's going to become more of a challenge. But I didn't give up. I kept posting videos. I kept reaching out, finding different ways, talking with my ministry partners, talking with my board, saying, how can we try something new? What haven't we thought of here that can keep things going? We didn't just give up. And God doesn't want you to give up either. Your Creator did not create you just to give up when things get hard. What if lions gave up hunting when it's hard? Or what they would starve? Or what if the soldiers that fought for our country's freedom here in the United States, or whatever country you come from, if your country fought for your freedom from another country and just gave up and surrendered when things got hard, we wouldn't be a country. If Gandhi had given up his fasts, even when he fasted when he was really old, if he had just given up, India wouldn't be free. If Nelson Mandela had just given up and just rotted silently in prison, South Africa wouldn't be the wonderful place that it is now. Is it perfect? No. But it had been set back decades and decades of civil rights if they had not fought it. What if Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King Jr. just gave up when the time was tough? My friends wouldn't have the same rights that I have. They would still be segregated. What if Corrie ten Boom had just given up in the concentration camp and died? She never would have been able to grace the millions upon millions of people with the simple, subtle message is, God told me to tell you, there is no pit so deep that his love is not deeper still. How many people are alive today because of her wisdom? How many people came to salvation because of her humble message? The Bible says to run the race in such a way to obtain that prize. Paul kept saying, St. Paul, the whole entire life, he would say, I want to take hold of that which Christ took hold of me. And yes, that's a Christian perspective because I'm a Christian, but whatever personal hero you put there, whether it be Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jackson, I don't know, Joe Montana, you name a name. More failing off the top of my head, to be honest. But they didn't give up. They put in the hard work. They stayed the course. They didn't surrender. Think of your favorite musician. Think of your favorite sports player, whatever. They didn't just give up when the going got tough. They picked themselves up and they found a way to make it work, to keep moving forward. And remember, progress is progress no matter how slow. All right? That's my challenge to you. Stay the course, run the race, don't give up. There's a reason your marriage vows say, for better or for worse, for richer or poor, in good times and bad. You know what? That applies to your whole life too. Because in a way, you are kind of married to your goals. It is a commitment you made to yourself to see them through. Now, can you live up to that? Sure. Will you fail? Absolutely. Will you make mistakes? I guarantee it. But the race belongs to the consistent, to those who never give up. Was it Michael Jordan that said this? I could be wrong, but I think it's him that said, maybe it's Muhammad Ali, one of the two, it's tough to defeat someone who never gives up. That might actually have been Babe Ruth. At any rate, if you know, comment below. I think it actually might have been Babe Ruth. At any rate, guys, don't give up. Stay the course. You all have a blessed day.